Good morning, everybody. It's Monday the 23rd of March 2020 and I'm back in Belgrade, Serbia, where we're in the depths of a COVID-19 crisis, and I thought I'd give you some information on the situation here. So in Serbia as a whole, I believe we have in the region of 120 cases of COVID-19 last time I checked, and there's been 2 fatalities. Now we're under curfew from 5 o'clock in the morning till 5 o'clock in the evening. A couple of days ago this was from 5 o'clock in the morning till 8 o'clock in the evening, but it's been extended now. So I think in the not so distant future that it could be total lockdown, unfortunately, but let's see how we go. The situation's very calm here. You know, if you look around, there's not many people around, but the traffic is flowing. You're not allowed to go in the parks. If you look across the road there, I don't know if you can see, but there's yellow tape, police tape going around the parks. So yeah, we've got curfew until 5 o'clock in the afternoon. But there is a window in the evening currently where if you have a dog, I think you can walk it from 8:30 till 9 o'clock. So everything's shut. A couple of days ago, bars and restaurants were operating a skeleton crew, but everything's shut now apart from supermarkets, chemists, and kind of things that people desperately need. So as for myself, I'm absolutely fine and healthy. I've got an apartment here for the next 3 weeks or so. After that apartment finishes, I'm not quite sure what I'm doing. Maybe extend it or rent another one. Let's see what the situation is like. Yeah, so I'm just going to go down to the supermarket now. There's no panicking at the supermarkets at the moment. I've seen very little empty shelves apart from staple dry goods like flour, sugar, and that kind of thing. If you need those things, you need to get to the supermarket quite early in the morning. So yeah, so that's how it is. You know, it's a little bit depressing not being able to do things that we used to do, but such is life. Taking a walk down the street here towards the Idea supermarket. Pretty dead today, a few people walking around, like I said. It's also pretty cold today. I believe it's currently 1 degree. And later today and for the next couple of days we've got some snow on the way apparently, so that'll be interesting. So I'm hoping everything will be normal at the supermarket. I'm going to get some I think I get some emergency rations today as well as some fresh food. So I'm going to look at the pasta, tinned fish, rice, that kind of thing. As you can see across the road there, the bank's open, but there's a queue of people to get in because they only want one person in the bank at a time. Same goes with the chemists here. If you want to go to the chemist, then one person at a time. Actually, we can see there are some bakeries open. I think you can have a little takeaway shop and it's perfectly okay, but you can't have people sitting down inside. Now, another term of the curfew is that the elderly should be at home apart from a very small window early in the morning. But we can see this guy is totally disregarding that. So we can see things are pretty normal inside the supermarket. Shelves are all full up. Getting a little bit low on tin fish today, but not too bad. Let's check out the bread section. Lots of fresh bread today. I ate a lot of eggs, so let's go for some eggs. Lots of meats here, sausages, sliced meat. Cereals, coffee. We've got everything. It's like a normal day. Like I said, the only thing that they appear to be a little bit short of is flour. All the babushkas snapping it up. I wouldn't know what to do with a bag of flour. I'm not very good at cooking. Okay, so there we go, food shopping done. I haven't gone crazy today because, like I said, there's not a big shortage of anything at the moment. People are being very responsible and not stockpiling kilos and kilos of food. The president of Serbia said that we have enough food to last us for 1 year, staple goods. And we're even exporting to some other countries like Bosnia and also North Macedonia. So I'm on the way back to my apartment now, and I've got the cleaner coming around in about an hour, so I'm gonna have to disappear somewhere for 2 hours. But I'm not sure where to go because there's nothing open and it's very cold, so morning everybody from a very blustering cold Belgrade in Serbia. I've been back here for a couple of weeks. I was doing some traveling before that, and I thought I'd give you an update on the situation here in Belgrade. So basically we don't have complete lockdown. As you can see, I'm walking down the streets without a problem, but there is a curfew from 5 p.m. in the afternoon till 5 o'clock in the morning. And also, as you can see now, most of the shops here are closed. The streets are largely deserted. There's a supermarket down there where people are coming in and out of. So yeah, I'm absolutely fine. No health problems yet. As you can also see, I'm not wearing a mask. I think as things stand in Serbia, the last time I checked we had about maybe 200 cases of COVID-19 and a handful of deaths. So it's getting to be a serious situation here, like many other places in Europe. So yeah, people are being advised to stay at home, don't go out unless you really have to. If you do go out, it has to be between 5 a.m. in the morning and 5 p.m. in the afternoon, and there's a designated time for older people to go out very early in the morning to do their shopping. So over 65s or those with serious health problems really shouldn't be on the street. So here we are in Trg Republika, the main square in Belgrade. As you can see, this scaffolding has taken a real beating. It's very, very windy today. The last couple of days we've had heavy snow. You can see some of the remnants of that over there, but it melted away very quickly, which is good. So here we can see that the effects of the coronavirus are already being felt with the small businesses. This big restaurant and cafe looks like it's closed down. They're taking all the furniture away. Very sad, because I believe this place has been here for many years. And here we can see another victim, the gyros fast food restaurant, being completely gutted. Another now on Nezmihajlova, the main pedestrian street. And if you remember from my last Serbia video, the street was packed. So now on the main street in Belgrade, Nezmihajlova, and as you can see, pretty much deserted. A stark contrast to my last video in Belgrade, walking down this street where the sun was out on a Sunday afternoon and it was packed with people. Some shops are staying open in Belgrade. I believe this mobile phone shop's open. Important to have credit on your phone to speak to people in times like these. So most businesses have shut up shop now. Here we have a Chinese restaurant. I can see in the window there that the pot plants are dead. Looking through the window, you can see lots of empty bottles of alcohol. So before they left, they drank all the booze. And another thing, they've shut all the parks in Belgrade, so you can't even hang around in the park. This is a students' park, as there's a big university building over there. So you can't go in there. Kids' playground's blocked off. So KFC restaurant is closed for diners, but as you might be able to see in there, the kitchen's open. They do home delivery. There's a bag there saying Glovo. So if you want to get your KFC fix, then go online. Now, another thing to mention, that takeaway shops selling food, they can stay open as long as they don't have seating inside. So we can see here there's a place selling pizza slices, and they'll be hoping they can just make enough money to cover their expenses for the day. Good afternoon, everybody. This is Tall Travels reporting from Belgrade in Serbia. I've been back here about a month. As you know, I was doing a bit of traveling in the Middle East. And then I came back here before things really started to kick off with coronavirus. And who knows how long I'm going to be here for. Um, but everything is very comfortable, I must say. I've got a nice little apartment. I've got plenty of food. The supermarkets are full of food. There's no problems yet. My finances haven't been, my online work hasn't been too affected by this situation. But there's a lot of other people in this city that are obviously having a much harder time. You know, families cooped up all day together, and you know, people that have lost their businesses and their jobs. So I'm sure there's so many people out there that are in horrible situations now, and you know, this is just the start of the crisis. So to give you an idea of the kind of rules and regulations here at the moment, to start off with, we have a curfew, and it starts at 5 p.m. in the afternoon and goes on till 5 o'clock in the morning. Apart from the weekends, where it starts at 3 p.m. in the afternoon and goes on till 5 o'clock in the morning. Now, I think people over 65 and invalids, they're only allowed to go out once a week on a Sunday, and I believe that's very early in the morning. They've got a small window of 2 or 3 hours where they can go out and get their essentials. So you really shouldn't be seeing many old people on the streets here, and if you do see some, then you know they've been a bit naughty. And this is for their own protection, of course, because as we well know, older people are more at risk of getting the coronavirus. So, as I just said, the supermarkets, there's no problem. There's not much in the way of stockpiling. I think the only things I can see that are running low is flour and a few other dry goods, but really no problems. And the president of Serbia, Aleksandar Vucic, he said that we have enough food to last for 1 year. So everybody's being very responsible here. They're not hoarding, they're not going to the supermarket and filling their trolleys with tuna and pasta. It's all very calm and civilized. And yeah, I mean, people in this country are no stranger to these kind of hard times, I suppose. They've had a troubled history in the last 30 years or so. So some of the other things happening here, all restaurants and bars are closed. You can't, there's some kind of restaurants that have a takeaway service. You're not allowed to sit inside, so you can't sit in a cafe or bakery, for example, but you can order coffee for takeaway, or some bread or other bakery items to take away, but you can't hang around inside. Supermarkets are open at a certain time of day. I believe they close at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and we have some like mini supermarkets open as well. Yeah, so what else? What other kind of rules do we have here? Now, I would say that most people that I see on the street now are wearing masks. I'm not one of them. My logic is that I'm living at home alone. I've got nobody to infect here, and I'm not going out very much at all. And when I am outside, apparently they're almost completely useless. So you know, I might be right. I might be right with this behavior. I might be wrong, but that's just the way it is. There have been some rumors circulating of a total lockdown of Serbia, which would be horrendous. You know, that would be an Italy type situation where you can't leave the house at all. I think that would be a terrible idea for reasons like mental health. People are going to start going bananas inside their homes, and You know, we need to get a certain amount of exercise every day to feel positive and strong about this situation. So I don't believe that's a way forward, and I hope it's not going to happen. With regard to cases and deaths in Serbia, I can't remember exactly, and I'm too lazy to check. But I think approximately maybe 1,000 cases and 10 deaths, something like that. Uh, so it's not as bad as they have it in other countries at the moment, but you know, it could become an Italy type situation here because there are some similarities between lifestyle in Italy and in Serbia. And what I mean by that is a lot of older people, what I say, like let's say people in their 30s and 40s, for example, a lot of them are still living with their families. So, you know, there could be some infections passed that way. Um, so yeah, I'm feeling, as I said, pretty comfortable at the moment. I'm trying to be active. Of course, all the gyms are closed here, and normally I like to go to the gym, but I've started substituting gym with running. So I went on a run today for about an hour, and I'm doing some exercise at home. And I'm having a look on the internet today at what kind of fitness equipment I can buy. Uh, so, yeah, everything's fine. And it's a beautiful sunny day here today. Um, and I got a big terrace here, as you can see. So I chose this terrace especially because I knew I could potentially be locked inside for a long period of time. So this is a godsend, I have to say. So looking down off my balcony, you can see it's very, very quiet indeed. This is the main Parliament building. Nothing much going on there at the moment, but after curfew hours I'm having a look around and to see if there's any curfew breakers. There's some people that are allowed to be out at this time of day, and those include people who are working for the health service, taxi drivers, food delivery guys, because you have the likes of Walt and Donesi and Glovo and those kind of guys delivering food to people's homes. If you look across the other side of the street there, there's a park, and the park has got police tape around it, so you're not allowed to hang around in parks, unfortunately, which is a shame in springtime. A lot of other places in Europe and in the world are reporting a much lower rate of pollution due to the measures that countries have in place at the moment, but unfortunately Belgrade is still pretty high up there with regard to pollution. I mean, today it's pretty good. The air seems pretty clean. There's a bit of haze on the horizon, but a few days ago, oh my lord, I've never seen such high pollution in this country. Is one of the cities with the highest pollution in the world. So yeah, it hasn't totally solved that problem, unfortunately. So I'm always happy to spend time in Serbia. I used to live here a long time ago, and it's a very nice city. And yeah, I would much rather be holed up in Serbia than I would in the UK at the moment, because the UK has a much more serious problem, many more cases, many more deaths. I am a bit sad about this pandemic coming around in springtime. It wasn't perfect timing, but Oh well. I was planning a trip to Russia, so I was expecting to be in Russia by now, but obviously now I don't know when that's going to happen. Maybe summertime if I'm lucky. So it's going to be joining Bold and Bankrupt, and we're going to be doing some exploring in the provinces together. So that's on hold now. Mr. Bold and Bankrupt, he managed to get literally one of the last flights out of Moscow, so he's back in the UK. I'm sure he's itching for this crisis to be over so he could get back into the former Soviet Union and do some filming. Yep, so he's healthy and good. So I'm just going to stick it out here. I've got no choice, and make the best of these troubled times. So like I said, doing a bit of exercise at home. I'm going to be concentrating on my work, and also I need to get going with my Russian skills because they're pretty terrible at the moment. And I'm going to have to find some kind of online teacher, I think. I've been cooking more than usual, which is very strange for me because normally I'm eating, out of restaurants and takeaways. In Serbia here, it's very reasonably priced to eat out. If you have some foreign currency coming in, of course. Ordinarily, I'm eating out of restaurants and takeaway food. In Serbia, usually that's pretty inexpensive to do by Western standards. So you can fill yourself up in a normal restaurant for about €5 or €6 or something like that. And the food is delicious here. Very tasty food, and you get very big portions as well. So yeah, I've been doing more cooking. I've been doing more reading. Ironically, the last book I read, I started this book well before the Corona crisis, and it's about a guy in Moscow in Russia. He was put under house arrest in a luxury hotel in Moscow, and he ended up living there for decades. And I hope that doesn't happen to me, but I thought that was a bit of a coincidence. And now I'm starting on some Russian classics. I'm currently on Dostoevsky's The Idiot. So just started that, and it's good so far. I've also got some friends here in Belgrade, so I'm not totally alone. So I'm trying to meet somebody every other day, for example, to have a coffee. We have to stand in the street with the coffee because we're not allowed to sit in cafes. And yeah, so things are not too bad at the moment. So like I said before, I'm just really hoping that there's not going to be a total lockdown here. So there's not a lot really to report here. Life's ground to a halt. But I might make another video in the next few days and just let you know if there's been any changes. So that's about it for now. I've given you the lowdown here, I think, and I'm not expecting any major changes in the next few days, but I'll make a video at some point and keep you up to date. So I wish you a fond farewell from sunny Belgrade, and stay strong, stay safe, and stay happy. Goodbye.